Today we're diving into Anise Young's incredible book, Lost Spring: Stories of Stolen Childhood. It's a really powerful look at how grinding poverty and long-held traditions can literally steal a childhood, condemning kids to a life of hard labor and exploitation.
And it all starts with this one line from a child. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. Just think about that. That single sentence tells you everything you need to know about survival, desperation, and, well, maybe even a little bit of hope in the most unexpected place. It really sets the stage for everything that's about to come.
And this isn't just an idea, you know? It's the real, everyday world for thousands and thousands of children. The author calls it scrounging for gold in the garbage dumps. For these kids, the dump is their playground, it's their job, and it's a treasure chest, all rolled into one.
So now we're going to explore two different stories that really show you what this looks like and how poverty and tradition can just erase what it means to be a kid.
Okay, so first up, we meet a boy named Sahib. Now, he wasn't born into this life. His family actually came from the green fields of Dhaka. But, as his mother tells it, massive storms came and just swept away their fields, their home, everything. They were forced to leave it all behind and start over in the big city.
Let's take a closer look at Sahib's life now as a rag picker. I mean, it is a life of unbelievable hardship, but when you see it through a child's eyes, there's also this really strange sense of freedom to it. So after seeing him around for months, the author finally asks him his name, and he announces it, really proudly, Sahad-e-Alam.
So what does his name mean? Lord of the Universe. The irony is it's absolutely heartbreaking, isn't it? And this image just perfectly captures that disconnect. The Lord of the Universe has no idea what his own name means. Instead, he just wanders the streets, barefoot, with his friends, a whole army of boys who, as the author says, appear like morning birds and disappear at noon, just sifting through trash to survive.
What's really interesting is how different generations see the exact same thing. For the adults, the garbage is simple. It's survival. It's their daily bread. But for kids like Sahib, well, for them, it's all wrapped in wonder. It holds the promise of finding a rupee, maybe even a 10-rupee note. It holds a little bit of hope.
But, this strange kind of freedom, it doesn't last. The story takes a really big turn when Sahib actually gets a formal job. And that job, well, it comes with a pretty steep price. The trade-off he makes is just so stark. Look at this. As a rag picker, he was his own boss. He was his own master. Now, at the tea stall, yeah, he gets a steady income, 800 rupees, and his meals, but he loses his freedom. The author even notes that his face has lost the carefree look.
The steel canister he has to carry now feels so much heavier than the light plastic bag he used to have. You see, that bag was his. But this canister, it belongs to the shop owner. And in that one small detail, everything has changed. Sahib is no longer his own master.
So Sahib's story is about trading that unpredictable freedom for some security. Now, let's shift gears to our second story. We're going to see the same themes, but this time from the eyes of a boy who dreams of an escape he might never get. Okay, so now we meet Mukesh. He was born into a family of bangle makers, so his fate seems totally sealed from day one. But what's different about Mukesh is that he has this spark of rebellion in him. He actually dares to dream of a different life. He tells the author his dream, just full of determination, looking her straight in the eye. But in his town, Firozabad, a place literally filled with dust from glass blowing, a dream like that? Well, as the author puts it, it looms like a mirage in the distance.
And his dream feels like a mirage because of the harsh reality of Firozabad. This place is the heart of India's glassblowing industry. We're talking generations of families working around these incredibly hot furnaces, and yet child labor is illegal, but nobody's enforcing the laws. An estimated 20,000 children slog their daylight hours away here, and so many of them lose their eyesight before they even become adults.
So it isn't just about money that keeps them there. No,
They're trapped by something that's maybe even more powerful: tradition and this heavy, heavy weight of destiny. You see, kids here are born into the caste of bangle makers. From the moment they're born, all they see are bangles. In the house, in the yard, on every single street. It's the only world they're ever taught, and it's the only world they know.
In this quote from Mukesh's grandmother, it just gets to the heart of the problem. After watching her own husband go blind from polishing glass, she just accepts it. It's their karam, she says, their destiny. Then she asks, can a God-given lineage ever be broken? It's a belief system that makes any kind of change feel completely impossible.
So what you have is this perfect trap, this vicious circle. You're born into poverty in a specific caste. Then you're trapped by these middlemen who control all the money. Then comes years of just mind-numbing work. And eventually, that whole cycle, it just crushes any initiative, any ability to even dream of something different.
The result is a cycle of poverty and despair that seems totally unbreakable, passed down from one generation to the next and the next.
The author meets an elderly woman who is the living embodiment of this tragedy. She's still wearing bangles, but the book says there is no light in her eyes. In a voice just drained of all joy, she explains that in her entire lifetime of work, she has never once had a full meal. That's it. That's what she's reaped from her labor.
And that brings us all the way back to Mukesh and to his dream. In a world that is so defined by poverty, so bound by tradition, where your destiny feels like an iron cage, what does it actually take for one person to break free and forge a completely new path?